Good afternoon and welcome to Mike and the Hoss on Wolfeboro Community Television. I'm Mike Danais.
And I'm Charlie Hossack.
Thank our sponsors, Downtown Grill and Cafe,
Skelly's Market.
and Morrissey's Porch and Pub.
Thank you so much.
And I believe the porch and the pub is getting pretty close.
Yeah, I think the pub's getting close.
Yeah,
so we should, you know what we should have? We should have Mr. Morrissey, Aaron Morrissey, call us sometime.
That would be a great idea. Yeah. Okay, let's do Athletes of the Week. Our female athlete of the week is Cassidy Simpson. I forgot you have a copy.
I love that you were sliding that towards me in case I couldn't read my own.
Each and every day, Cassidy arrives and practices at games on time and ready to work hard and always in such a great spirit. Cassidy is a tremendous team captain and leads by example. She is highly valued and a respected team player in person by coaches and team alike. I had Cassidy in my advisory and I can concur with all of that. She is a very positive girl.
Awesome. Congratulations, Cassidy.
Way to go, Cassidy.
Our male athlete of the week is Ethan Rafe-Snyder. He gave a dominating performance on Friday night's 6-0 win for boys soccer against the Plymouth Bobcats. Heck of a game. Really great game to watch. And Ethan obviously played well. Ethan was a constant threat for the entire game as he, I like this word, as he torched the Plymouth Bobcats on the right side of the field. His impressive performance notched him a goal and 2 assists and capped an overall impressive and memorable senior night by all of the Knights seniors. Congratulations, Ethan, and the entire Knights boys soccer team on your 6-0 win. Ethan is also one of the captains.
Awesome.
So.
We haven't had the chance to talk about a lot of soccer wins over the past few years, so this is a really great start for the Knights.
Absolutely, and
the program.
Obviously Ethan was a part of that, huge part of that for the program, and you know, I mean, you were a soccer guy, you coached soccer forever, and a 6-0 win in soccer, that's a big win.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, a 2-0 wins are usually a big win in soccer. So you get 6 goals in soccer. You know, you're moving the ball around. You're playing pretty well.
Yeah, they look good.
So, congratulations, guys. Well, that brings us to the Kingswood Sports because we actually have Kingswood Sports to talk about. Mm-hmm. Let's kick it off with football. We were there.
Yeah.
The boys, they took one on the chin at 53-0. That was the final.
They did.
But I don't think the score really indicates the competitiveness of the game.
I agree.
You have to be there. You have to watch it when it airs on Wolfeboro Community Television. You could see the first 6 to 8 minutes of that game was very evenly played.
Absolutely.
Kingswood looked really good. Their offense was moving the ball. The defense was stopping them.
Mm-hmm.
The last half of the game, it was very competitive.
It was.
It was going both ways. There was a 12 to 15 minute stretch.
Yeah.
Between the middle of the first quarter and towards the end of the second quarter, that it was just a runaway train. And Guilford was doing everything right, and Kingswood just kind of got in their own way a little bit.
They did. I agree with that.
And so, I mean, I know you can't do that. It's part of the game, but you take out those 12 to 15 minutes, it's a one-score game.
Right. And I think looking at it, I think coming out, I think you could see that the team is well coached. I think you could see that the team was ready. There's 22 players who were dressed.
I would even argue that they were more ready in a lot of things than Guilford was.
I agree with you.
They seemed to have a much more cleaner operation that was happening.
Yep.
They weren't taking dead ball penalties.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they weren't taking any stupid penalties.
No.
They were tackling. Guilford had a significant amount of talent on the offensive side of the ball.
They did. But I think, I spoke with Coach Landry a couple of days ago, and, he said he's treating this as he's got a small team. They're all varsity players because the JV season has been canceled. The kids are buying into the program. The kids are excited. Coach Landry wants to build a football program, and that's his goal. And it really just starts. It really starts at practice, and he's got 22 kids that are committed, which is exciting. We did have senior night the other night. There were 7 seniors that we're going to say goodbye to at the end of the season. But he's got some troops coming up, and he's going to have these guys ready. It's tough. He had Guilford this week. He's got Bow,
and then he's got Plymouth, and he's got Kennett.
Yeah, so it's a challenging schedule.
It's really kind of like the iron of Division II, and
it's going to be a tough schedule. But if you look at it from the perspective is how do you build a football program? How do you keep kids excited? I think Coach Landry and his staff are doing that.
I would agree. I want to point out a couple players. Jackson McCullough
Yep.
played quarterback, running back, and middle linebacker, and he's a good football player.
He is a very good football player.
He made some things happen on his own. He threw the ball very well when they threw the ball. David Hartley was on the receiving end of a couple passes.
Yeah, David Hartley really impressed me.
Really looked good.
I mean, he's catching the ball. He's once he catches it, he's running well. He played great defense, so nice to see that. Shout out to Atlee Corson. He's on the line, offensive line, and the line got some push at times, which was great to see.
Especially in the second half. They were able to get some push in the second half, and Guilford had some big boys.
They had some really big boys.
Big boys.
They did.
So, they get their hands full with Bo this week coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that despite the score, I thought that they had things that they could pull from.
Definitely.
And I talked to Coach McCullough today, and they've done a few different things with the offense.
Good.
You're probably going to see them open it up a little bit because they had a lot of success throwing the ball.
They did.
I mean, they threw the ball 4 or 5 times, and I think they had one incompletion.
Mm-hmm.
And
Jackson looked great. Jackson looked good rolling out, and the receivers are running their routes.
If when the line was able to stop, give him a little bit of time.
Yeah.
They had some things going.
They did.
They had some things going. So I think that I know the score was very lopsided, but if you watch the game, on Wolfeboro Community Television,
right,
you're going to actually see a competitive football game. Just fast forward through the second quarter.
Part. So just check it out, and it's good to see. And we're going to be there again this Saturday. We have Bo at 2:00. I just said Saturday at home. We're covering it for Wolfeboro Community TV. We're also covering it on the radio for WASR. So if you want to listen to it live and you can't go, WASR 97.1 FM, 1420 AM, or WASR.net. But I just think it's great. Yeah, I think it's a good opportunity to see some football. Please come out. This is their last home game because it's just a 4-game season.
Right. Field hockey. Field hockey played Plymouth twice, and they split with them.
They did.
They beat them here
they beat
on
them
senior
at home,
night,
on senior
3-1,
night.
and then they lost to them in Plymouth, 3-1 on their night. So I guess it's
pretty evenly
even.
matched.
Yeah, pretty even. We talked to Coach Riley on the radio a couple weeks ago. She's very excited about the speed they have.
Right.
It seems like Plymouth made some adjustments when they came to them to combat some of that speed, and the field hockey team, as we know, is always very competitive, and they're going to be competitive again this year.
Great.
So, great job. A couple goals in the Thursday night. Abby scored 2.
Abby
Kelly
Kelly
scored 2.
Yep.
And Aaron Meyer scored the other one. I didn't get who scored in the Saturday's game, but they have a game right now as we're taping right now. They're playing. So, soccer, the boys varsity soccer team came out with a big win on Friday.
Yeah, huge win. So we talked about that a little bit with Ethan.
Yeah.
As
that's right.
athlete of the week.
So 6-0.
So
that's
6 and they beat Plymouth, and that's they didn't have a win last year in the program, so that was exciting. And especially as you had said, to win by such a significant advantage. This week's huge though. It's rivalry week for them. They're at Kennett on Wednesday, and then they're at home Friday night against Kennett, the away and home game. So that's gonna be big because if they can beat Kennett, that's gonna send a statement to the Division II soccer schools.
Girls soccer, I didn't get any updates.
So believe it or not, I touched base with Coach Kelly. Coach Kelly called in to the radio show, but we bumped into each other at Lucas Roasting Company, getting some coffee, and he had said that they ended up losing that first match 2-0, but he was very impressed because the previous year they had lost by a significant number, 8 goals or something, and he said the best part was not only did the girls look better, that they improved, but they never quit. They just fought right to the bitter end. So that was good. That's
he's so excited about his program, and
he is, and he's such a good coach.
Yeah. So it's really nice to see the girls making some progress, and it's hard to build a program up. It doesn't happen overnight.
No.
So both the football team, the boys soccer team, the girls soccer team, building those programs.
They're building them. Yeah.
The field hockey team's already established.
Mm-hmm.
The golf team, which we'll talk about in a second, is already established, and the cross country is already established.
Right.
Speaking of golf, they're still undefeated.
Yeah.
So they have something going. They're going to knock on the door for a state title this year.
Right. And we had Coach Fuller on the radio show.
Yes.
What's really challenging is they can only bring 5 golfers to compete in the tournament.
And he's got to choose from 8 golfers.
And he's got 8 to choose from, and all 8 are playing pretty well.
Yeah.
Can we give a shout out though? Let's give a shout out to Christos Zavas.
A hole in one.
Christos Zavas,
yes.
a hole in one.
You know, there's guys that play their whole life.
I was going to say that.
Don't get a hole in one.
And you know, here we have a sophomore in high school hole in one. So congratulations to Christos
Way to go,
Zavas.
Christos. I'm guessing he won that hole.
Oh, that's a little pun too.
Yes,
One. Sorry, got it. I got it.
You got that one?
I'm getting it. So they're looking at the possibility. I mean, it's not too early. You already said it of a chance at a state title.
Well, that's around the corner. They have their practice round at Keene Country Club this Saturday.
Okay.
So that's where the state tournament is, and so they're Coach Fuller's taking all 8 varsity players to Keene Country Club, and then the championship is next Thursday. So
fast.
You're watching this on Friday.
Yeah.
It's next
Wow.
Thursday. Well, that's where playoffs are basically starting for the other teams too.
That's true. That's true.
You
Yeah,
know, I mean,
it's
they're
quick.
going to get their 6 to 9 games in pretty soon, around the corner anyway.
It is. Yeah. No, you're right.
I mean, with
I
golf,
keep
it's-
forgetting. I mean, we're in October. Like I just feel like
I know it feels like the first week of school, second week of school.
Yeah.
Cross country.
Yeah, they had a big win.
They
did. Yeah, they had their first meet. They won, and Casey Arsenault finished first place.
That's who we should have on the show, Mick Arsenault.
Yeah, we need to have Mick. So Mick, if you're watching the show, which I know you do, we're going to get you on the show to talk about cross country.
So-
but it was his son that ended up winning it.
Winning it,
But the
that's
team
awesome.
won too. It's because, as you know, cross country's individual, but it's team, and it was awesome.
Well,
So-
it's done similar to what golf is done.
That's right. That's right.
You know, that
Yeah.
you know, your combined 5 people or whoever.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know exactly what the number is.
Yeah.
But you can win it and still lose the team.
Sure you can. Sure you can.
So you guys.
But
you
they
need
did it
everybody.
all. Yeah.
But getting back to golf, they have a chance this year. We very well might be talking state title, raising a banner this year for golf.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And the one thing I would say about golf compared to some of these, some of the other sports is golf is golf.
Mm-hmm.
And when they play that state tournament,
Yeah.
you're not going to know that it's a COVID year.
Right.
You know
right.
what I mean?
Right.
Golf doesn't get affected like that.
Sure.
So the matches are the same as they would be normally.
Mm-hmm.
Their practice schedule is the same as they would be normally.
Right.
So I don't know if they can get a banner. We haven't raised a banner around here in a while.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Speaking of banners, but you made me think of playoffs. So last night at the school board meeting, there was a school board meeting last night. Last night it was approved that Kingswood can participate in the tournaments, so they'll have an opportunity to essentially go to the playoffs, which is exciting.
It's exciting. It would have been really sad the other way around.
Absolutely. So thank you to the school board and
Right.
Great decision, and it's going to be awesome for our kids.
Okay. Let's move on to the Patriots because we got some things. We have power rankings. We got a game to play.
Sure.
COVID hit the Patriots.
COVID did hit the Patriots. Not only did it hit the Patriots, it hit the Patriots. It hit Cam Newton.
I think Tom Brady's still the Patriot at this point.
Yeah. I mean, of course.
So,
and I love Tommy. So.
But Cam Newton tested positive we got word on Saturday that he had tested positive. Mm-hmm. It's amazing, though, that nobody else in the team tested positive.
So amazing, yeah.
So, there was a lot of things going around that, the Patriots were lacking protocols. No, I would say the Patriots are following the protocols.
Yeah.
Cam Newton didn't follow the protocol.
Right.
But the rest of the team, for the quarterback who was in the huddle, who meets with everybody, who meets with coaches, for him to test positive and nobody else to
It's amazing.
pick that up is amazing. So they delayed the game with the Chiefs.
Yep.
They were going to the Chiefs, obviously, as an underdog anyway.
Right.
They were going as a big underdog last night.
Definitely.
And they ended up losing 26-10.
Once again, though, scores are...
Yes, you're right.
It was 26-10, and a loss is a loss, but I think we could there's some good takeaways we can...
Yeah, one takeaway is that our quarterback play sucked. I mean,
Brian Hoyer
it was horrible.
Was awful, and then they switched to Jarrett Stidham.
It was a little bit better.
A little bit better, but I can see why Cam Newton was signed.
Holy mackerel!
Yeah,
I didn't think that the quarterback would make that big of a difference. Not only did Brian Hoyer not help them win the game, he helped them lose the game.
He helped them lose the game.
And in my eyes, what you want out of a veteran backup quarterback is just hold things under control.
Right. I mean, let's talk specifically.
Let's hand the ball off.
Yeah.
And
at the end of the second quarter, like Mike, we could have been under center, and we would have known what to do. I have no idea why he took that sack.
Well,
he gave up 3 points.
he thought he had another timeout. Apparently, the
I
Hoyers
did hear
struggle
that.
counting to 3. It's not like they have 12 timeouts or you lose contract.
If you're a peewee, or I'd even give you if you're high school, you may not know how many timeouts you have left. But in an NFL stadium, it's right there. There it is. You can see how many timeouts you have left. And it's not like I'm running the clock and may have missed a timeout. These are pros. He knew exactly.
The only time I could remember something like that happening was
Oh,
in the NCAA championship game.
Oh, man.
And Chris Webber.
Chris Webber calls timeout.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
and they
boy.
lost the game. But that
Yeah.
was inexcusable. If Stidham does that, we'd be on his case. We'd say,
Yeah.
rookie mistake, or he doesn't have the experience.
Yeah.
The whole reason that Hoyer is there is for not to happen.
Yeah.
And so then somehow.
But let me back up for a second. I don't care if you had 3 timeouts. You don't take a sack.
No.
You're already well within field goal range, and our kicking game is, who knows what's going to happen with that. You need to get them as close as possible, and that's so it's I can't justify, even if you had another timeout, you don't take a sack.
So the Patriots were in this game against Kansas City. Their defense played
They were
phenomenally.
6-3 in the first half.
Phenomenally. It was basically still a one score. It was 13-10 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They played phenomenally, better than. I mean, we're gonna come away from this. We'll talk about the whole big picture in a second here,
Yeah.
but given what I really was surprised. Not that they didn't have the talent, but the couple days that they had to deal with. So they were supposed to play on Sunday. They were supposed to leave Saturday, play on Sunday.
Yeah.
And so that whole thing gets mixed up. Nobody wants to get on the plane. I don't blame them. They take
Right.
2 planes out on Monday morning.
Yeah.
First of all, they go to the stadium, get tested.
Yeah.
They take 2 planes.
Get on their buses.
The COVID plane.
Yeah.
The COVID bus goes to the COVID plane at a different airport.
Yeah.
The non-COVID plane.
Yeah.
They get there. They're all masked up in all kinds of gear and hazmat gear and whatever.
Gears, yeah.
They go to they check into the hotel for 3 hours.
Yeah.
There's 3 hours. I mean, you've traveled
Yeah,
before.
of course.
It's a 4-hour flight to Kansas City. It's not that close.
Right.
And then you get flight legs or whatever you want to call those things. You're tired. You don't really sleep on the plane.
Right.
Your equilibrium's all off. They show up, and they showed up, except for the friggin' quarterback.
I know.
Everybody showed up except for him.
I know. If we had half decent quarterback play, would have been a victory.
We put a running back there who's not going to throw the ball and just
Julian
run the
Edelman.
ball.
Put Julian Edelman. He used to play quarterback. Put him back there.
I mean, it was so discouraging that they played so well, and that's what they got.
It was disappointing.
I mean, did the team play harder because they knew that they had to?
Probably, but also Bill's defensive scheme was amazing. He knows how to shut down Patrick Mahomes. So other NFL teams take note, which of course you have, as to how to beat Kansas City.
Yeah, no linebackers.
Yeah.
No linebackers. No. And we're going to do our power rankings in a second. And I mean, not that the Patriots are going to be in the top 3.
No.
But I think that
they're still a good team.
Loss, and we'll talk about all their losses. But we'll talk about all their losses right now.
Only 2 losses.
The Pats are 2-2.
Yeah.
The 2 teams that they've lost to are undefeated.
Yeah.
Arguably number 1 and 2 in the power rankings.
Yep.
The second loss that in both games they had a chance to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
The second game they were playing without a quarter. Actually, they were playing with a guy that was helping the other team win.
Yeah, he was.
And in the first game they were down to the 1.
Right.
And they get stopped.
And they just got stopped.
With it was a game-winning play.
Game-winning play.
So
he would have gone right into the end zone. It would have been over. But yeah. So,
don't sleep on the Patriots.
No, I don't.
I know you don't. But I mean, except you did this week.
Well, I did. I did this week. I still think Kansas City is going to go undefeated. I said that on the radio program. I haven't changed my mind.
I think an undefeated team has got to get through one tight game. And I think that Kansas City is not going to be able to get through. They've already had their tight game with San Diego.
Okay.
I'm not going to call last night's game tight just because they were able to pull away at the end. They're going to have a tight game again. And I don't know who's on their schedule.
Yeah.
Baltimore's not on their schedule. Not Baltimore. I mean, they are on the schedule. Buffalo.
Yeah.
I mean,
Buffalo.
They're not on the schedule. We'll get to
The
Buffalo
Bills.
in a second. Stidham versus Hoyer versus Newton. Is it I mean, obviously it's Newton.
I don't like any of them except for Cam.
Yeah. So should they be thinking about signing another quarterback? Don't they have another guy that they drafted like in the 3rd or 4th round?
Yeah, but where is he? Is he on the practice squad?
Must be on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to take a good hard look at him. Does
Yeah.
Cam play this week?
I think Cam plays this week.
So
he already said he was feeling better.
Well, he's asymptomatic,
Yeah.
which puts him in a different category of rules.
Right.
And he has to have 2 negative tests starting with a week after. So I know for some reason Thursday, they said he's getting tested on Thursday.
So
for the first
Thursday,
time.
I think when he got was Thursday when he got the first test.
I think Thursday's when he got tested, but I think
Okay.
the results came
Took a
back
while.
on Friday. Yeah.
All right.
So he gets tested on Thursday, and then he would probably get tested Friday.
Yeah, I would think so.
But he can't practice though.
Yeah.
Denver's not very good.
Denver's
coming
not
through.
very good,
But
but Brian Hoyer and Jarrett Stidham are not very good.
no, I mean I was just going to say that Hoyer or Stidham makes Denver a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I want to see Cam Newton in there. I think it would be good for the league.
Definitely.
If Newton only missed he
Yeah,
tested
if he
positive,
tests positive
and he only misses 1 game.
I agree.
But if these guys are starting to miss 2 and 3 games,
Yeah.
but then there's the Belichick factor too, where he doesn't like if a guy doesn't practice on Friday, he doesn't play.
He doesn't want to play him.
So I think there is
So
some.
Julian Edelman will be our starting quarterback next Sunday.
Well, he can't catch a ball, so it's probably time that he.
There we go.
He leads the league in drops.
I
I'm
know,
so disappointed
I
in
know.
that. That wasn't the reason.
He was on my fantasy team as well.
It was all Hoyer. It was
Yeah.
absolutely all Hoyer. And why are we throwing the ball to Bird so much?
Didn't we say though Bird was maybe Bird's a little secret there that Cam Newton like Bird.
Okay.
I don't know. All right.
All right.
Nice though. So let's end it on a positive. The Jarrett Stidham pass to N'Keal Harry was pretty nice. Touchdown pass. That was good.
That was a great pass.
Yeah, it was good.
It was
good.
great. It was a great pass.
Yeah.
His pass to the chief guy in the end zone was a pretty good pass too.
It was. Yeah, it was a very good pass.
Did he have 2 interceptions last night?
I think it was.
Stidham?
I think it was 2. Yeah.
He throws a good ball. It's just that
Yeah.
everybody catches it. I mean, everybody. Whoever
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
There's
who
never
you
an
are.
incompletion.
Somebody catching that ball.
And then what about what are your thoughts before we leave? I know we got to leave, but what about everybody's calling it a fumble. It was really an interception, but the whole Mahomes thing with
It was a
because it never hit the ground, so I really couldn't call it a fumble.
no.
It's an interception.
It was just a horrible call.
Yeah.
And I don't think it made a difference as far as the win goes because they punted the ball.
Yeah.
And they got it back. It was like a 20-yard difference between So
Right. No, I agree with
maybe
that.
a little, given
That's what everyone's
Hoyer
saying. They're blowing up about that today.
Yeah, Hoyer a little bit more time to blow the half at the end, but
Yeah.
it's just a bad call, and I'm sorry. Inside of 2 minutes, somebody has to be up there to push a button.
Yeah.
Belichick didn't want to throw the flag. Apparently that
He was told that
if
forward progress had stopped.
and if you throw the
You can't
flag on
challenge that.
something that's
Yeah.
not challengeable, you're going to get 15-yard penalty.
That's right.
Which would have given them a first down.
Yeah.
So it's a rule that they should look at. I believe there was only 2. There was at the time there was 1 game going on. You know that there's a whole crew of people in New York
Yeah, watching.
with the red button that could stop it,
Yeah.
and that should have been stopped.
I agree.
And it would have been a shame if that would have really made a difference in that game.
Right.
There was one guy that made a difference in that game, and that was it. And I was a fan. I was a fan of Hoyer. I thought that's a very serviceable
Yeah.
backup.
So did I.
Now, he was thrown into a lion's den in this thing, too,
Right.
because he didn't have any practice time.
Oh.
But that's your
He's still
job.
practicing.
But it's your job to be able to jump in.
Yeah, you
for
have
that.
to.
A serviceable backup makes a couple $1 million a year and should be able to jump
Should be
in
ready
at
to
any
go.
point.
You have to.
And
Yeah.
there's a reason why you're a backup. So nobody's expecting you to go toe-to-toe with Mahomes. But they're just expecting you to hand the ball off,
Yeah.
hit
Throw
the
some short passes.
hit the slant,
Yeah.
and don't fumble the ball.
Right. Right.
That's all.
Don't fumble the ball.
All right. Let's go power rankings.
Okay.
See if we can get it up there.
Top 3 NFL teams. All right. You want to start?
I will. Do we have the next slide?
We do. Look at them. Look at all those
thank you.
teams.
I don't know if they're all listed there, but it's safe to say that Kansas City is the top team for me.
Kansas City is the top team for me as well.
I'm going to go with Seattle as the second team.
I am going to go with Seattle as the second team, and I'm going to go with New Orleans as the third team.
I'm going with Buffalo
Okay.
as the third team.
All right.
I am now a believer.
Are you?
in
You're a
Buffalo.
believer?
I'm a believer in Buffalo.
I convinced you?
Well, they convinced me when
Okay.
they went out and there handled the Raiders relatively easy. The
They
Raiders
did.
got a junk touchdown at the end, but I mean they went out to Las Vegas and handled the Raiders.
They look good.
So I am changing my tune on Buffalo. I am saying that Buffalo is for real.
All right, so you got Buffalo as 3, and I'm still sticking with the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints are weird this year. I mean, I think there's if I was going to go with a 4, Green Bay is playing.
Yeah, they're
and I
playing
called that one wrong at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
Pittsburgh is playing really well. They're an undefeated team. They're playing really well. So there's a few teams that are playing really well. The Giants, I still think, are
The Giants.
not the Giants.
The Giants are not
49ers.
playing well.
The 49ers.
Yeah. I mean, the Niners, and that was a tough loss the other night.
The Ravens only have 1 loss.
Yeah.
They're obviously in the mix of things. So there are a few teams. The Bears are undefeated.
Yeah.
They play on Thursday against your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tommy time.
Thursday night.
Yeah.
That's a good Thursday night.
It is a good Thursday night. And the Buccaneers are doing well. So 3-1.
3-1 against.
Just
Like,
saying, just throwing that out there.
Besides New Orleans, the crap bag of the league.
Tommy wins.
He only wins. All right, we have a game.
Good. I love games. I'm not very good at games. I've realized that, but
This one's a tough one.
yeah.
It's one. So, John Bean
Yes.
has put together a game for us about the top 5 NFL quarterbacks of all time, aside from Tom Brady.
All right, because we all know that Tom Brady is number 1.
Yes,
He
and
is the
so,
GOAT.
Because he kind of threw this at us,
Yeah.
we jotted down a list of names, just brainstormed names, and
Yeah.
I'd like to see.
So how does the game work? I know that we talked to
we got
Johnny Bean. So you'll pick a number. You'll pick number 1, and I'll
no, we're
pick
gonna
number
start
1.
with 5.
Excuse
I
me.
think you said we're
pick
starting with 5.
Number 5. Okay, we'll start with 5. I'll say 1. You'll say 1, and we'll see if it's number 5.
Yes, I would.
Now,
say
what
that.
happens? So we could talk to Johnny back there behind the glass. What happens if I say Jackson McCullough and he's not number 5, but he's actually number 3?
You lose.
I lose.
Yep.
Okay,
You
that's
gotta-
how it works. All right, great. All right, Jackson McCullough for all of them then.
All right.
Okay.
So,
All right.
wait,
Are you ready? You think?
I am ready.
Go ahead. I'll let you go first.
Brett Favre.
Bet Favre for number 5.
Yes.
Okay. I am going.
This is not. No, I am going with what the NFL picks. This
I
is
understand.
Not
These
my
I know these
top
are not
5.
personal. I know.
Yes, because I would put him down at like the bottom 15.
Yeah. I am going to pick Terry Bradshaw. Oh,
We didn't
Drew Brees.
we didn't even have one
We don't
on
even
this.
have Drew on our which is weird. Okay. All
Okay.
right, so we're at number 4 now. Number 4.
You're up.
I'm going to go with Steve Young.
I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers.
Otto Graham.
Not on our list.
Otto Graham. Yep. One
This
of my
is tough.
one of my favorites.
This is tough.
This is,
All
but
right.
it's fun. It's fun.
All right, number
number 3.
3.
You get to start. Number 3.
I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going to say Peyton Manning. Johnny Unitas. We should have had him up there. We know Johnny Unitas. My gosh, we're terrible at this.
All right. Number
All right,
2.
Number 2.
Peyton Manning.
Number 2, Peyton Manning. Yes. Okay. All right. Number 1. Here it is. I got it. Is it my turn or yours? Yeah, it's my turn. Joe Montana.
Joe Montana.
Yes. Again. Nice.
We
That was
tied.
awesome. Good game.
Nice job, John.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Real quickly, basketball note. Last week, I think it was on the radio. I'm not sure if it was radio or television. We were praising. Well, we had the question about LeBron James.
Yeah, we weren't praising LeBron,
No.
but we were talking
about if he wins, what table is he at?
Yep.
Well, he did something the other night that, to me, he's back at the kids' table.
He is back at the kids. Yeah, you were saying, he's definitely back at the kids' table.
So he walked off the floor.
Yeah,
Before the game.
Yeah,
it was
still
like
like
50
10 or 11 seconds left.
and he walked off.
He just walked off.
Like a pouting baby.
Yep, walked right off the court. And what a great thing to do for your teammates.
Yep.
And if you are the face of the NBA, which he thinks he is,
Yep.
Absolutely unacceptable.
So
Can you imagine? I'm sorry. Can you imagine Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson or Larry Bird walking off the court?
No. I mean, there's been times when they haven't shaken hands afterwards.
Game's over, though.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't remember a situation where they walked off the court. It's a bad look. And then he tried to backstep it and say, "Oh, he didn't think there was any time left." I'm sorry.
Come on.
You're a professional basketball player.
Yeah.
You know when there's time left.
Absolutely.
There has been instances, and I would go back to, God, was it 08? Yeah, when he was in Cleveland and Boston played them in the Eastern Conference Finals. Celtics, in the Eastern Conference Finals, and he gave up.
Yeah.
He didn't like the guys around him, so he gave up.
Yeah.
And that's happened on more than one occasion with Braun.
Right.
So he's back at the kids' table.
He is.
Even if he wins,
I agree.
he's back at the kids' table.
He can stay there because I'm not a huge fan.
No, I'm not a fan at all, but I was giving him some respect that, 10 finals and all that kind of stuff, but he walked off the court.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It is.
Bad look. I guess we're done.
It's crazy. We covered a lot today.
All right. So that's going to do it for us. Do you have anything else?
I'd like to thank our sponsors. I'll start Skelly's Market.
Downtown Grill and Cafe.
And Morrissey's Porch and Pub. And, of course, I'd like to thank Johnny Bean back there for putting together the game, Timothy Goodwin for all of his awesomeness.
And we will be doing the football game on Saturday.
Yep.
WASR or WCTV.
Yeah.
WCTV is a little bit delayed, but you get to watch the game live on the radio. If you want to listen to us live, talk about football.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Go Knights.
Go Knights.